Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and thank you for spending some time with us today. Today we will exploring the beautiful islands of Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago is a country made up of two separate islands just off the coast of South America, near the country of Venezuela. Come with us now and we will explore the sights, sound, and culture of Trinidad and Tobago. First stop is Port of Spain, Trinidad. The cruise port terminal has a very small inside shopping area and then another area outside that's just covered but open to the elements. And you can also get your Christmas card photo right there nearby. The cruise we booked was on Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas. We did not have an excursion booked through Royal Caribbean for this port. However, when you disembark the ship, there are plenty of taxi drivers available to show you around the city. As our cruise arrived only 1 week before Carnival, the first place our driver took us was the Carnival grounds. Thousands of people come from all over the world to celebrate Carnival in Port of Spain, Trinidad. As we were there the week before Carnival, it kind of gave me the feeling of the calm before the storm. Of course, this event is well known for participants in colorful costumes and, shall we say, exuberant celebrations. Although we were a week early, there were some people already in costume. This outfit reminded us both of the Krampus character from German Christmas festivals. Parade route will run right between these two grandstands that accommodate both spectators and judges. Carnival is such a major event on the island, it is said that the locals are either participating in the festival or preparing for the next one. Our next stop was a group of mansions called the Magnificent Seven, located on Maraval Road. First building is the Queen's Royal College, established in 1904. The college is very small, with only about 200 enrollees each year. Hayes Court was constructed in 1910. It was built as a residence for the Anglican Bishop to Trinidad. Our next home is Mille Fleurs, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. It was constructed by a doctor in 1904. This building has been owned by the Trinidad and Tobago government since 1979. Ambard's house was originally constructed by Lucian Ambard in 1904. It was purchased by the Rudolph family in 1940 and has been owned by them ever since. This building was constructed in 1903 and serves as the home of the Archbishop of the Port of Spain. This building is known as Whitehall for obvious reasons. Construction was completed on this building in 1910. Exterior walls are made of white limestone imported from Barbados. This building has been owned by the government of Trinidad and Tobago since 1954. It served as the office of the Prime Minister from 1963 to 2009. The last mansion on the street is Stollmeyer's Castle. Construction was completed in 1904. The Stollmeyer family owned the building until 1972. The building was purchased in 1979 by the government of Trinidad and Tobago and is currently used by visiting foreign dignitaries. Our next stop was just around the corner at the Royal Botanic Gardens. Located within the Botanic Garden are two homes that serve as the home of the President and one for the home of the Prime Minister. Our driver then took us on our picturesque drive up Lady Young Road. We then pulled into a little roadside stop with the rather creative name of Lady Young Road Lookout. Little roadside park had several kiosks set up to sell things to tourists and even a hamburger stand, but by far the most popular vendor that day was the coconut guy. After that, our taxi driver then took us back to the cruise port, where we hung around for a bit, popped into the Hyatt and had a quick snack and a couple of beverages before boarding the ship for our trip to Scarborough. There is a ferry that will take you from Port of Spain to Scarborough. The trip takes about 2.5 or 3 hours. However, Royal Caribbean on our cruise makes that same trip overnight about 12 hours. I guess they just want to maximize your onboard casino time. As we sail away from Trinidad, I'd like to mention our associate sponsor, Fairdrop.com. Usually the first step in a trip is to find a great deal on a flight. Fairdrop.com can help you with that. Fairdrop searches the internet every day to look for great deals from airports you select. You can then choose to have those deals sent to you via email or phone notification. The site and app are also searchable by departure airport and arrival airport. So click the link below for more information, and full disclosure, if you do sign up using our link, we do get a small commission to support the channel. By the next morning, our floating motel had brought us to Scarborough, Tobago. After the little welcoming committee here, there was actually nothing else to do or see at the cruise terminal in Scarborough. However, not far from the cruise terminal is a great spot to get your required Christmas card photo. To be honest, the area around the cruise terminal is a little sketchy, so we returned back to the cruise terminal to hire a taxi driver to show us around the area. Our first stop with the driver was nearby Fort King George. The British governor of Tobago began construction of a fort here in 1777. In June of 1781, Tobago fell to the French. The French continued construction in the area until 1793, when it was recaptured by the British. French retook Tobago in 1801, but lost it again in 1803. The British then renamed the fort Fort King George after, of course, King George III. The British maintained a garrison here until 1854. Our next stop was the Mystery Tombstone in nearby Plymouth. What makes the tombstone a mystery is the strange epitaph written on it. There are many theories on what this epitaph means, but I'll let you make your own guesses. Our next stop was, quite frankly, something I had never heard of or did not expect to see. The driver gave us a behind-the-scenes look at a goat race facility. Yes, you heard that correctly, goat racing. As I learned later, this is where the sport of goat racing actually originated here in Baku, Tobago. Unfortunately, we did not have time to actually stay for the races that day. We had to get back to the cruise ship for departure. If you have actually attended a goat race, I'd be interested to hear your comments on what you thought of the experience. Please leave them below. After one more beachside stop for a quick refreshment, our driver then started the trek back to the cruise port. Here's the last few tourists getting the picture. Oh, and by the way, this little shopping area is right next to the cruise port. However, during our visit, it was almost completely shut down, and it seems like a missed opportunity by the locals. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please do all the things you know, like, share, and subscribe. And hopefully it gave you some tips to plan your trip to Trinidad and Tobago. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.